Hi guys, so today we're going to talk about this thing, also known as money. So I'll break it down into four parts. Uh, so, so overall, there's kind of four parts to think about money. There is the income, like uh, the regular money that coming in into your bank account. There's spending, where it's like the regular or irregular spending where money out of your bank account. And then there's the concept of assets, and then also the liabilities. We will talk about each of those categories by itself, but also we're going to talk about how they kind of interconnected together. Right? Okay, first we will start with income. You can break income into three different categories, right? So I'll let someone join in. Welcome. So there's active income, there's like passive income, and also capital gain of income. So active income are things where you trade your time for income. So things like whether you're working a job, so you might get paid by the hour, or you might working in a salary job, they pay you regularly, for example, right? So those are what we call regular incomes. You might get paid weekly or fortnightly. The money shows up in your bank account. Also, there are what we call return on investments, also known as passive income. So you can get those from things like if you own a house, you can get a rent payment. If you own like share equities, you can get like dividends. If you earn like bonds or money saving in banks, you can get like interest payments. Right? So those income would still come in even if you don't work, basically. And lastly, it's what we call capital gain, income. This is when you buy something at a lower price and sell it later on for profit. In this sense, um, it's like you're trading an object or property, right, asset, we'll learn later on for income here. Right? And then we go talk about spending, right? So one of the biggest chunk of spending that you do is through your taxes, right? When you make an income, more often or not, you have to pay a share of it into taxes. So that's one of your spending. A lot of other everyday spending that people are quite kind of common know of are things like food, housing, what you spend on clothing, your telecommunications, what you pay for um, things like internet, transportation, cars, and everything. Right? So everything that's take money off your bank account. This is kind of one of the easier areas where people can have a look at adjust the spending, right? To make the spending where um, they can better optimize, like better usage in what they want to achieve in their financial goals, right? One of the mistakes that people typically make is one of the common mistake that people make when they go into kind of improve their money kind of situation. They just want to cut on spending, right? Cut on spending by itself like is good, but you don't want to impact your lifestyle. You want to think about what is a good spending. Things like they're going to provide a comfortable housing, shelter, clothing, and so on. And what is a wasteful spending, right? Um, if you are earning like a low income, obviously you don't want to be spending a huge amount in a brand new car, for example, right? So having a sensible spending there will really help. And then we go into talk about the asset classes, the ones that can help you generate more spending. Sorry, more income actually, or reduce the spending. So some of the major asset classes are things like property, where once you own it without a mortgage, you don't have to pay rent anymore or interest payments. Things like buying shares or bonds in the capital markets. Also, one of the pretty big asset you can earn are having a good education, right? If you have the skills and ability or traits to enable you to earn a high income job, or for you to help pick better, say, investment decisions, and those are kind of a worthy asset investment, right? So, and also it's actually very important to have good access to information as well, right? So if things like books, um, podcasts, quality streams of information, right? Where it can help you make sense of what's happening around the world. So those kind of what I consider a different area of asset you should consider in getting into. So things like um, property, equities, um, education, and also like getting good source information, right? So those are really good important assets. Lastly, we'll come talk about the liabilities. So liability is what something that's make you have to spend more, right? So if you borrow to buy a house, or if you borrow to buy a car, then the amount that's borrowed are kind of your liabilities, where you have to pay back in a future date. Um, so by itself, liability is a terrible thing. Like you might take on a student loan, or you might take a mortgage. By itself, a liability is not a good thing at all. But often, having some liability enables you buy other assets. So there's a kind of a balance of trade-off you have to consider here. But some liabilities are bad. Like if you spend huge amount of money, say buying a $10,000 like laser couch, and where you borrow that money at a very high, say 15-20% interest rate, or you borrow that out of a credit card, and you can't pay back, then that become very problematic, right? So you got to watch out for your liability, right? So today we have talked about the four kind of corners of money. So you have like income, spending, asset, and liability, right? So thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time.